Welcome to episode 1 of The Well. I'm Drew.
Okay. Start over.
And we're
already
ready?
Start over. Yeah.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Welcome to episode 1 of The Well. I'm Drew.
And I'm Kat.
And this is the very first episode of our new podcast. We're awfully excited to be here today. This
Yes,
is
we
awkward,
are.
but it'll get better. So bear with us. That being said, we have an interesting topic at hand today. And we'll get into more of kind of what The Well is and what we're trying to do, but we wanted to have just a fun episode. And this is a question I get asked a lot, and I think Kat gets the same question on the other side of this. So, Kat, what do you consider me? What do I like? Yes.
Sneakers?
And with that comes some friction, some heartburn, right? So with that being said, I am a sneaker collector. Sneakerhead to me is a bad term, right? It's like a crackhead. But maybe that is kind of what this is, right? It's an uncontrollable addiction. So we thought it would be very interesting, since we get this question a lot, to ask each other questions about what it's like living with a sneakerhead. And my questions to you would be based on that, and your questions to me. So we don't have the questions ahead of time, meaning I didn't see your questions, you didn't see mine. So we're just going to go back and forth and ask each other some questions and see where this goes. I'm a little nervous, I gotta be honest. You nervous? No, I think you're excited to out me and all my bad habits. I think this is going to be, this is redemption. Anything you'd like to add?
I'd like to get into the questions.
Well, ladies first then. Ladies first.
What's the most pairs of sneakers you've bought in a single week?
Do I have to answer that question?
Absolutely. And you have to answer it truthfully.
Actually, I've never, I think probably the most, gosh, I'm trying to think, maybe 7?
Okay. That's a lot of shoes.
So a little bit behind the scenes, and my sneaker people will get this. When you enter a lot of raffles, sometimes you hit on those raffles in multiples, and they just all arrive in the same week. So that could be part of the reason, and also there could be a lot of releases that week that I can't control myself from not spending money on. Remember, I'm very fiscally irresponsible. So I have my list here. I have a list. Big list. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of my sneaker collection? Be honest. Be truthful. The first thing that comes to mind.
Overwhelming.
Anything else? Is that it? Just overwhelming?
You really want to know?
I think everyone really wants to know the answer to that question, because it's a real question.
Yeah. I'm like, it stresses me out. Like, it stresses me out. All the stuff, all the clutter. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. Yeah, that's pretty much what I think.
So let's take a time out. A little bit about Catherine, since we are partners in crime here. She is extremely organized. What's one of your favorite things to do? This is a little off script.
I love to organize.
And how organized am I?
Not very.
Yeah, it's organized chaos, right? So you could, when they say opposites attract, wow, like holy moly, you picked a winner. You got it. You got the organization person, like literally someone that likes to organize. You got the dream person, because you can just keep organizing nonstop. I will never run out of things to be organized. So you're very lucky. You should feel very fortunate.
Yeah. I always have a job.
That's right. That's right. It just doesn't pay very well. It doesn't pay very well. All right. On to question 2. How do you really feel about the boxes stacked in random corners?
Hey, you just got to ask 2 questions at once.
Yeah, but that was a little bit of a... You'll get your question. This is more... We're getting back on topic. I veered away.
Okay.
I took a scenic route because this was the connection point to get to that second question.
Okay. So what was the question? How do I feel about stacked shoe boxes?
How do you really feel about all the boxes stacked in random corners?
I think I would really love it if they were all contained in one room instead of in multiple rooms of the house. So I kind of want to contain your chaos into one area, but at least they're stacked and you can see what they are.
True. When you have a lot, it makes it difficult to find anything.
It does.
But we'll
do I get to ask a question now?
Yes, and you should stop scribbling.
Okay, so how many pairs of shoes do you have? This is a
You're-
two-parter. This is a two-parter question.
You already know the answer since we just cataloged the majority of them. So let's just say it's over 550.
Okay. And how many do you actually wear?
Gosh, it's I my goal was always to try and wear them all, but that posed to be a very difficult challenge because the more you want to wear, the more clothing you need to buy to match fits and all the other psychotic things that run through your head that justify the purchase. So I try and wear as many as I can, but I find myself not being able to wear them all.
Nice deflection there.
It's an honest answer. What do you mean deflection? I can't wear them all. I'd have to
True.
I'd have to do 3 outfit changes a day. I'd have to rotate 3 sneakers a day. I'm pretty dedicated, but that's a little more dedication than I can withstand.
Yeah. I do have a question for the people in general, though. Do we ever find
Shoot.
ourselves wearing the same things over and over again, even if we have more options?
I think everybody has that go-to outfit, right? The one that you just know works until it doesn't, until you find the next go-to outfit.
True. It's
So
about
it's
comfort.
I don't know about that. Not everything's, I'll tell you what, anybody that rocks Jordans or 4s or 1s, right? You ain't wearing them shits for comfort. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay, on to the next. I kind of know the answer to this because I always answer the door. But in the case I'm not around, do you ever secretly hide deliveries so I don't see another pair come in?
That question's for me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would have to ask you that same question. You said you got 7 pairs in 1 week, and I don't remember ever seeing 7 pairs come to the door. But you are awfully quick to get to the door when there's a delivery, faster than I am.
Because it's my hit. Like that's the instant reaction, that dopamine hit. I was like, oh man, a new box, a new show up, just a new pickup just arrived. Let's go.
So exciting.
It is
No.
exciting, but
When you
I
get
didn't
a-
get all 7 sneakers in one day. It was throughout the
True.
week.
Yeah. Does that make it better? It's like 1 per day.
No, it doesn't make it better, but it sounds better. Maybe. So I'm gonna assume you don't. I don't hide them from you.
No,
I mean,
absolutely
it's
not.
clearly impossible. It can't be done. It can't. I show you every pair of sneakers.
Yes, you do.
This
And
is
now
what
I have
makes
an
you a saint.
inventory list. I have an inventory list, so I know exactly what sneakers you have.
It's a catalog. We don't inventory. We're not selling things around.
Speak for yourself.
So that could be the follow-up question. Do you ever sell my sneakers without my knowledge? Because I wouldn't know that before we put that list together.
Ooh, yeah. No, I do not.
Okay.
I don't.
All right.
I leave you to your own device. I really do.
Yes, you do. And,
We all
and
have
to
our
my
things.
demise. And to my demise.
Until you
All
get
right.
to a point where you realize, oh, maybe I have a lot of shoes now.
Yes, I think I'm at that point, and I think we realize that the shame of it all is quite intense. I have to say, this compulsion is insane.
You know that phrase? Oh wait, but wait, there's more. Yeah, but wait, there's more. And then there's more. And then there's more. And then oh wait, totally forgot about that. There's more.
Nike's my drug dealer. Adidas is my drug dealer. Saucony is my drug dealer. So I get it. All right, next question from you, dear. It's your
Okay.
turn. Did you forget already?
No.
Okay.
Here's my question. Actually, this is a question to all sneaker collectors, including you. Do you set a monthly sneaker budget? Or is it more vibes and drops that get you going, to purchase?
Great question. That's a good one. Yes, I set a budget every month. I never
You do?
follow it.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yes. I say, okay, this month I'm only allowing myself to pick up 2 pickups. And
Okay.
I always ruin that. I never stay diligent in that thought or that effort.
Do you go over or under?
It's always over. Under would be a dream. Although I have not pulled the trigger on sneakers. I've been good. I've backed off.
Okay.
Even though they're still getting delivered, these are stuff that purchased weeks ago. I have not purchased any new sneakers.
Okay.
So I think that question is, I would love to hear from others, like you called to action there. But I would love to know how many of you break that, right? Like you set the budget, but how many of you actually honor it? So that's a good question. That'll be an interesting response. Okay. What's the most dramatic sneaker moment you've witnessed?
Oh, that is a good question. I'm terrible with sneaker names. Okay, but this one's pretty easy. I think that one of the most dramatic moments is when you got the red boots. That one cracked me up because you like putting them on and walking around in those, and the hype around that, and people doing crazy things in the red boots. I just remember you in the house putting them on and how like cartoony it looked.
Cartoonish.
Cartoonic.
Catherine likes to make up words, by the way. She is great at creating languages that really are foreign to all of us. So
Yeah, what was the one you always talk about? I said instead of lame, it was
LeMay.
and I knew when it came out of my mouth that it wasn't right, but
Pause.
yet it sounded right.
All right, we digress. Back to the big red boots.
Okay.
So that was
that was
defining
one of the
moment?
moments. That was one of them.
I mean, everyone in the house wore them. So
Yeah.
that was a fun little family episode of sneaker culture.
Way to connect together around red plastic, red
Big
rubber.
red boots. Big red boots. Shout out to Mischief. Keep doing what you're doing. Everyone hates those big red boots. Everyone.
It's a
But
hate-love
they're fun.
relationship.
They're funny. They're crazy. And I like funny, crazy stuff. It's the
Okay, it's my
artist in
turn.
us. Yes. Go ahead. My goodness.
Okay, if you had to downsize to 10 pairs tomorrow, what would make the cut? Which ones would make the cut?
Wow, that is an impossible question. So to me, I couldn't tell you I can tell you one or two that would never leave the collection. My Thomas Campbell SBs will never leave the collection. This is going to sound weird that my Jordan 1 Rebellionaires will never leave my collection.
I do like
Not, not everything needs to be super hype. A lot of my SBs, highs and lows, would not leave the collection, and a lot of my Jordan 4s. So I think that would be the mix that I would keep because those are the silhouettes that I wear the most.
Yeah.
So
that makes
10,
sense.
I would struggle. But in all honesty, like the Saucony stuff that I have, and even the Adidas stuff, like it would be hard. It would have to be a mix. So I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I'm disciplined enough to narrow it down to 10. That would be really hard. I'd be curious if anybody can that has this much of a, sickness in their brain when
Yeah.
it comes to sneakers.
Sickness. I think that'd be a great challenge is to get. I would love people to put together their top 10 list. I'd be curious to see what people pick.
I've seen a bunch, and it's always interesting. It's a very diverse kind of mix. So everyone has different taste. So that would be interesting. Maybe we put that out as a TikTok challenge at some point, or maybe not. Who knows? Could be meat, could be peaches. My turn.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
Have you ever considered staging an intervention?
Oh, that's a great question. You know me, for the majority, I would say like, well, you could say this. 99% of the time, I'm pretty patient, but there is that 1% where I'm like, I'll look around and I'm like, look at this pile. I gotta do something. In my head, I have a conversation and I'm like, we all have our things, right? But then when is it too much? And I think it depends on my stress level. And I'm like, man, okay, this is good. This has to be cleaned up now. So yeah, I have thought about it. And I think, and I have told you, I've been like, hey, what are you doing today? And I always lead in with, hey, what are you doing today? What do you got going on?
Every
And then I'm
couple
like-
knows that question. Every couple knows the question you just asked, right? Hey, what are you up to today? Because I'm
Yeah.
about to be passive aggressive.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's rare I get like that. But I do have my limits too, where I'm like, okay, this is getting out of control. Like, I'm having people over and the dining room, it has shoe boxes everywhere and I need it all gone now. But I'm like, hey, what are you doing today? It'd be really great if all this went upstairs away forever. Not forever, but You're always you're good at taking care of what needs to be done.
Sometimes. I have a follow-up question to that before I
Okay.
ask my question. What is an acceptable amount of sneakers? Like how many? How many is tolerable?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a really good question. I really want to know what people think. I really, really do. I want to know because, back in the day, long time ago, people had like two pairs of shoes and you were doing pretty well. And now it's like just because we can, we have it. I mean, I have a lot of shoes. I mean, we haven't talked about my shoes, but I have a lot of shoes and I always thought like 20 pairs of shoes was a lot. And I see people now and I'm like, nah, like 300, 300. Like you got to get there. 300 shoes. We build out closets. We build out like massive room to house our shoes. Man, it has become big business. It's crazy. Okay, to me personally, I think if you've got 20, 25 pairs of shoes, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Killing me. Killing me.
That's
Sam.
that's a
Killing me.
lot. I mean, I had this friend of mine in college, and she literally like I mean, bless her heart. I mean, she had a different outfit. I know we're talking about sneakers and shoes, but she had a different outfit for every day of the year. 365 outfits, and she literally wore something different every day, and that was a goal. And I was like, I mean, it was cool, because I was like, wow, that's dedication. I can't imagine. I mean, some people are really good about changing out like shoes every day. I think if you've got it, you wear it, right? Like I go through my closet once a year and I'm like, if I haven't worn it, I get rid of it. But that's just me.
Yeah, you're very disciplined like that.
But
I
sneakers are different. It's a collection, so it is a little different. But yeah, 20 pairs of shoes is a lot to me.
Yeah, no one's agreeing with that number, by the way. Thanks for sharing.
Actually, that's not true. That's
Nope.
not true. I'm sure people out there agree with me.
No, they will
Probably
not.
people think two
Wrong.
pairs of shoes is a
Wrong.
lot.
Incorrect. Wrong. Okay. Exactly. Oh wait. Let's get the official.
Don't censor me.
There you go. There you go.
Why did I buy that button?
I don't know. Anyway, on to the next question. This should be good. And I don't know if I'll help you through this question if you need it. What's one pair I own that actually grew on you?
Oh, I don't think there's one pair. I think okay, so going through the catalog of
Thank you.
shoes, there were some that I thought were kind of ugly. Like some of them are just ugly, in my opinion. But at the same time, because I'm creative and I'm an artist, I can also appreciate them. It's like seeing interior design for a room and you're like, oh, that I can appreciate it, but it's not really my aesthetic. So I think I'm more like that, where it's like I don't have a pair that you have that grew on me. I think it's more there are some that I didn't really like the colorway or the style, but at the same time I could appreciate it if someone put a nice fit together with it. So
Very diplomatic. I like that answer. Very diplomatic. All right, lay it on me. What you got?
okay. Well, actually, a more serious question. What makes a pair special to you? Like the story or the collab materials, the nostalgia of something. So I'm sure there's like a couple that you have, but name like one or two and why you really like them.
Gosh, I think it's all of it. All of what you just said is kind of what draws at least me to certain things. There's a lot of nostalgia in it. There's a lot of good memories in it. I mean, even today I can look at a pair of Reebok pumps which literally got me started and be catapulted back to when they first dropped, right? Like 20, 30 years ago. So just crazy how that one shoe can connect you to so many great memories. So I think a lot of these sneakers connect a lot of people to a lot of great memories or great stories or a moment in time that connects to something either good or bad, right? But I think there is a lot of, and also the storytelling that goes behind some of these sneakers. So I love sneakers that tell a story. It's why I love SBs so much, because great storytelling within the sneaker. But
Yeah.
I think it's all of that. I think that's part of what the culture is for me, is just the ability to share experiences and the commonality of we all love sneakers. So being able to share those stories and talk about, waiting in line, sleeping out, right? Like in
Yeah.
store, like walking into a store and being able to, I mean, a lot of these experiences have changed because it's now online and there's less ability to go into a brick and mortar and buy a pair of sneakers that are considered hype, let's just say. And I'm not just a hype collector, so I like all kinds of sneakers. So to
Yeah.
me, it's more about that connection, the nostalgia, the storytelling, and literally what moment in time is this creating for me, or does this remind me of?
Yeah.
That's how I'd answer that.
Okay. I mean, I agree. I like being an observer, I do see that about you. You know, I mean, in all seriousness, it's not just about collecting as many sneakers as possible in the world. There are majority of the time, there are reasons why you get the sneakers. But then on the flip side, I have definitely heard people, including you, where you said, I got the sneaker because I just got it, you know, and I don't really care about it that much. I just wanted to have it. So, but I feel like the majority of your sneakers are more like just looking through the catalog and helping you catalog everything. You have more storytelling sneakers than you do those types of sneakers.
That is true. That is true. So it's a good perspective on that. So here's another question for you.
Okay.
Which sneaker makes you question my sanity?
Oh, I got a couple of those. I'm bad about the names.
I know.
But
If you have something in mind, I'll be able to fill in the name.
I wish I could pinpoint one. There are a couple that you have said that you've liked the colorway or you like the style, and I'm like, I'm glad you don't wear them out. Those.
So
Whenever I say, oh, you should really put those in the case, you know, and let them accumulate value. Yeah, don't take those out.
So what Catherine is alluding to is she doesn't like a lot of the older silhouettes. So I think you're
Yes.
okay with Jordan 1s, Jordan 4s, and that's about it. You
Yeah.
don't like a lot of the kind of 8s, 9s, as
I
well
will
as
say,
7s,
there are some
6s.
shoes that some people just don't need to wear, you know?
Ooh.
There's
Hot take.
there
Hot take.
there are some where, you know, you can appreciate them from afar.
Hey, everyone's entitled to their own taste, right?
Yeah. But on the flip side, I will say, if you could put a really dope fit together with a shoe
Yeah.
that, you know, then that's different. I mean, you know, it's all about style.
You're not wrong.
Like I'm an expert in sneakers.
None of us are experts in anything.
Facts.
You're up.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, and actually, I'm always curious, like in general with people. This is a question for anybody, really. Which pair gets you the most compliments out in the wild? Because I've been with you where people have definitely said things to you where they're like, whoa, you know, those sneakers are awesome.
Oh gosh. Ironically, not ironic, but surprisingly enough, one of the shoes that I wear out that I get the most compliments on, which is not a popular silhouette whatsoever, are the Dornbecker Jordan 5 lows. The ones with the macaroni and cheese, all the different colors.
Yeah, those
That-
are awesome.
That pair, people stop and ask me. And then the other pair are the Nike Bayou that I did, the Dunk lows with all the crazy patterns.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So those two people stop and ask me about. And it's funny because, you know, what you would expect, like I could put on a hype pair of sneakers, super hype. I don't ever get asked about them. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. Unless a person knows kind of the sneaker world, right? It's interesting what people will stop and conversate about. So, and I think I love colorful shoes. I love loud, you know, big, bold statements, and usually kind of the fit matches that. So I feel like it draws your attention to the shoe. So people are I'm always amazed that people feel compelled to ask me about shoes just out of the blue randomly. So I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is quite fascinating when you're out in public and someone will just randomly say something about your sneakers, and you never know who's a sneakerhead. You never know.
And it's a great feeling. So I always try and compliment people's kicks.
Yeah, it's a good conversation starter too. It's about the connection. It's cool when you can be like, oh, you know, wow, those are great sneakers, and you start the conversation. You know, do you feel closer to people?
You're not wrong. there's plenty of how to put it standoffish in the world these days. So it's nice to see a smile and get a compliment. I will say that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, if my sneakers could talk, what would they say about me?
Oh, wow. The thing that just popped into my head was, man, this guy is whack.
Wow.
Not really. Not really. No.
Ouch. Burn.
No.
Burn.
No. They would be like, I think they would say, this guy is really cool. I know it sounds really cheesy, but, you know,
Aw.
I do. I think that you genuinely really love, it's not just about the sneakers and looking cool, you know? I think you really genuinely do love the community around sneakers, and that's what you talk about the most. You don't talk about sneakers as much as you talk about the people that you have met along the sneaker journey. So being an observer, I think that's really awesome, because I think you and I both really value community even more now than ever. And if we can find creative ways to bring people together, and I think your sneakers would say that about you. That's how they observe you.
Oh, I'm touched. That's a really great answer. I love that. We did not script this. This was not scripted. This is completely off the
And I don't
rip.
get paid for this.
No, well, you get paid with my love every day. That is a huge. No, it isn't actually.
Didn't
but
know I
it
had
is
to work
payment.
for it.
Oh, man, you just
No, I'm kidding.
you burn. Sick burn, bro. Sick burn.
I do think too, on the flip side, that your sneakers would be like, help us. You need to display us in a better way. Help us.
Yo, I wish I had a room I could put all boxes.
I know,
in,
me
but-
too. Yeah.
Because I will say that is a real struggle. I know it's self-inflicted, but having not to have the ability to see them, right? You
Yeah,
kind of lose
right.
track. So I always have an idea in mind when I'm putting a fit together. I was like, okay, I'm going to wear these pants, so I need these 5 shoes. And that's the other thing. Like I would love at some point, if hopefully people tune in and banter with us on these couple related topics, come visit the well often to refill your spirit. With that, what's interesting too is you're very easygoing and you get dressed and ready super quick. Me, it's painstaking. And you sit there and are so patient and kind as I'm sitting here crashing out over, well, what t-shirt should I wear? Does this look good? What hat? What fitted am I going to put on? Does it match the sneakers? How do you feel? I mean, it is like nonstop forever. And you see the anxiety in me trying to construct something that I'm going to feel. And even after we agree, it's like, well, maybe I should do this. And you're like, well, so patient. So everyone should have a Catherine in their life. I'll just put that out there.
thanks.
But in any case, you're up.
Okay. So I guess this probably, we've kind of talked about this already, but what's your rotation like of sneakers? Do you switch pairs out? Like, do you say to yourself, hey, I've worn these a lot. I'm not gonna wear them again. Or do you not care and you wear whatever you want, whenever you want?
So it's a really good question. I struggle with this. So I struggle to unds, right? A dead stock sneaker that hasn't been worn, that has a lot of value behind it. Let's just say it's a $1,500 sneaker, like resale. I struggle to put that on toe. I don't know why. I really don't. For whatever reason, it gives me pause, right? It keeps me reserved. So my rotation, sometimes I'm feeling more confident and I'm like, I'm slapping these bad boys on.
Yeah.
But literally the fit decides what I put on feet. I wouldn't say I have a rotation. It's whatever I feel like wearing that day.
Okay.
That's kind of the rotation. I do have go-to sneakers that I wear often, right? Like I probably need to stop wearing my Thomas Campbells because they're getting beat up, but that's one of my go-to sneakers. Same with my Rebellionaires, my basic Becky SBs, my black and white SBs. Some stuff is just super easy to throw on, and my P-Rods, right? I've been wearing those, my white cement 4s. So those would be basic colorways are always go-to shoes for me. So anything black,
Okay.
white, gray, kind of easy to fit, goes with everything kind of sneaker.
Okay. Follow-up question. So have you ever had, which I know you have, really uncomfortable shoes that you've worn anyway for the fit?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
and
what are they?
So since I wear a lot of SBs and since SBs don't half size up, they're a little too tight on my feet.
Okay.
So so the Haley Wilsons, which I love, and when we were in Savannah, right, I wore those and blisters all over my feet, like all over my feet, bloody. It's just nasty. But I wore them anyway because it went with the fit. So
Yeah.
yeah, my feet have sacrificed quite a bit for the ability to look a certain way. I guess you could equate it to women wearing heels.
I know. I was just about to say that.
I can't imagine high heels being very comfortable. So it's what we do to complete the outfit.
It is kind of crazy that we do that. I mean, we love it. We love to. I think it's interesting because we like to look a certain way, and we hide the pain, which I think is a more deeper psychological thing, But at the same time, we also love our comfort. So we'll go home and wear something super comfortable, but when we're out, we're like, hey, we're gonna sacrifice. But it's kind of funny that men also do the same thing with certain shoes that women do with high heels.
Yeah, and that's always, Jordan 4s are another good example of like I can maybe get it 90 minutes in that shoe before my pinky toe is just screaming at me like, take this fucking shoe off your foot, right? So yes, Jordan 4s, even they all hurt my feet, except for non-Jordan brands don't hurt my feet. Saucony, New Balance. I put on a pair of New Balances the other day and I'm like, this is the way a sneaker should feel on foot. So it's like, back to your point, it's bizarre that I'm willing to wear something that hurts my foot that would actually cause bleeding and blistering just to look a certain way. It's ridiculous, right? It's silly, but that's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah.
You're up.
Okay. All right. So what is your cleaning maintenance routine? Do you have one?
That's a great question. So yes, I have one. As I blanket my crap all over this house, we have a very small laundry room, but it has a utility sink in it, and my shoe cleaning stuff is all over there. Right? It's great. Catherine walks into the laundry room and it's like, I love them, but just not right now. So my cleaning routine is, I like to wipe my sneakers down after I wear them. Do I do it every time? No. I don't wear the same sneakers a ton of times so they don't get too beat up. Like I should say, this sneaker collector, I try and watch where I walk, which is even more sick. But so I try not to get them dirty. But I have a lot of cleaning products. I'll wipe them down. I'll wipe the soles down. And if it's really dirty, I'll clean them, and I'll scrub them. I'll steam them and just get them back to looking good. But my sneakers never get that beat up. I try and treat them well. Treat them well. If you could name one sneaker, the marriage test, which one would it be? No, that might be too abstract. I'll ask you a different
All of
question.
them? No.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm going through my list here.
Okay.
Oh, this is a good one. What's your favorite memory involving my sneakers?
Oh, one of them was when, actually I have two, which are hilarious to me. They're like fails on both accounts. Okay. So the first one was when I booked a trip to Las Vegas for your birthday, and I can't remember the name of the place, but it was a sneaker place. Was it? I don't remember the name, but
I think it was Urban Necessities.
Something like that. So I had booked a design your own sneaker workshop, and we get there and we were like an hour late. Not only that, because of the time change from here to Las Vegas, and they had something weird on their website that told us the wrong time. Not only that, but when we got there, I was expecting this massive, cool workshop with all these cool materials to make your own sneakers, and it was like a table and chairs and some paint and a paintbrush. And I think there were 2 or 10-year-olds at the table or something like that. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's great. Okay. And then my other memory was also funny when the surgeon, sneaker surgeon, is that contest?
Yes.
And I can't remember the name of them.
Yeah, go ahead. You're right. The shoe surgeon.
Shoe surgeon. And Jeff Goldblum, and how he's the host of this contest with the shoe surgeon, and how we got so ramped up about that contest, about what was it like,
It was like
who's
the
the
number
best.
one sneakerhead. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the best.
And it was like we like, it was super fun. Every week we kept trying to like ante up the challenge, and get all of our friends to vote on you and all this stuff. And then the ending of it was like wah, wah, and you had to pay for it. Like, you had to pay to be part of this competition, and you didn't really get anything for it. But
Well,
it
you
was
didn't have
it
to
was
pay
funny.
if you wanted
You
to
had
buy
to
votes.
donate.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
buy more votes, which supposedly we saved a lot of the ocean that year.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Hey, I'm all for donating to charities, or nonprofits, things like that.
But it does.
It was an experience. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, and back to, because it was also the shoe surgeon in Urban Necessities. That customization
Yes.
effort was interesting, because when you listen to the experience, and I was really excited. I was like, oh man, this is like a dream.
Yeah.
And thank you for putting that together. But when you had to bring your own shoes
Yeah, you had to buy, or you could buy them.
for
And
an
included in-
insane price.
Yeah.
For a very basic shoe, they were charging like high resale cost.
Yeah, and I don't know if people have experienced this. I have definitely experienced this, where you're on Instagram and you're looking at reels and you're like, "Oh, this place looks amazing. This experience looks so cool." And you get there and it's like, "Rah, rah." Like, wow, their marketing is good. They got me,
Yeah,
like
and
they got me.
And maybe other people have had better experiences, but
I hope so.
I had higher expectation, other than an arts and crafts table with a bunch of paint and paintbrushes. I had higher expectations that the experience would
Yeah.
have been tailored to a much more selective audience, maybe, but who knows? I don't know. It was interesting, to say the least. We did not customize our sneakers because they scheduled this. It was a whole scheduling nightmare on their part. They screwed it up. But
Yeah. But they were very nice. I do have to
were.
say they
They
did
were.
try to accommodate and make it right. And they did give us a refund. So
They
I
did.
don't want to, they were very nice about it. But
no shade to Urban Necessities. It just, like most things, like you brought up in social media, it looks a certain way, and you're like, yes, and then you get there, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is
Right.
this is not what I expected, but
yeah,
I'll play
trial and
along.
error, trial and error.
I think it's my turn.
Yeah.
When did you realize my sneaker obsession was serious?
Oh, great question. So when you first started buying sneakers, I really had no clue that it was going to become so big. Like, it was going to become a big thing. So I think when you started the TikTok channel, Sneaker Friends, you're, doing the Thursday night lives. I think when you first started doing that, I was like, oh, wow, okay, so you're really into this. Like, this is a thing now. At first I thought, okay, you're going to buy a couple of sneakers. It's nostalgia, because we had talked about, like I coveted a pair of LA Gear high tops at TJ Maxx when I was like 10, and we talked about like our memories of sneakers. And then it became a whole thing with you and with the TikTok channel, and then starting the live. And I was like, okay, wow. And then you started gaining more followers on TikTok, and I was like, wow, okay. So I think that's really the moment I thought, this is something you're really into it, and this isn't just, hey, I'm gonna buy a couple sneakers. This is, I really love this, and you're gonna make a lot of things out of it, like, community and content.
How positive
and...
you are. Look how you didn't say sickness or
tried.
crazy or
No. It is. No, I'm kidding. No, it's not. It's not. Because then everybody else would be really sick too. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't think anyone would argue.
At least you're aware, that you've got a
Does that
problem.
make it better?
No.
Does that make it better? I think that makes it
Self-awareness.
worse. Ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah. No, it's, everybody has their thing, right? Like,
It is
what's
true.
that? What's that verse? It's like the log, and don't look at the speck in someone else's eye when you've got a log in yours. So we could all
Yeah.
say we have our own thing. So
Well said. Well said. All right, you're up. What you got for me?
Okay. So, and you better say nothing. The answer should be nothing. What's next on your wish list and how are you justifying it to me? I'm kidding. You don't have to say nothing. But what it like
So
if
there is one on my list that I am very
okay.
interested. Actually, there's a couple, but I really want the what are they called? So I'm gonna go with the Zions that are coming out because I hit the original, the Zions. That's just a shoe that I want. It's a Jordan 1 low. Very cool mixed material shoe, and now they're releasing the second one in a different colorway, which is awesome. And the Nardwar SBs that are coming out. That's a pop culture reference. Catherine is good at pop culture, just not all pop culture. So that is something that I'm looking. Those two are probably the two that I'm most excited about.
Okay. Okay. And then along it in the same vein, what's your proudest Gotham sneaker and your most painful L?
Wow, that is a tough question. There's a lot of L's. There is a lot of L's, like a lot. And so,
Uh-huh.
not that I covet it that much, but it's very frustrating. Like every Travis Scott drop is an L. It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
My biggest cop, I have to say, like those Zions when I hit for retail was exciting to me. That was a good one. That was like, wow, I never hit a hype release, and to hit on sneakers, I was like, wow, that's crazy to me. So that would be one. I have many. They're escaping me right now. I feel like every sneaker for me is exciting when I hit. So, especially at retail, except for the ones go under retail like a week after and they're already at the outlet, and you're like every, no shade to LeBrons, but every LeBron I have except for three, completely under retail. So, which is fine. I don't collect sneakers to resell them. It is interesting to watch how the market responds to certain things. And look, the market right now is in an interesting spot. It's good to be a collector, not good to be reseller. As I am trying to resell
Yeah.
a bunch of like a big portion of my collection, because as we've talked through this entire podcast, obviously I have too many. So too many to wear, too many to enjoy, too many to just let rot in a box. So yes, trying to offload those now for at least somewhere close to what I paid is impossible. It's a shame. It's a shame. So it does sober you up to realize, wow, I wasted a lot of money. Right. I really,
Yeah.
for what? For what? So it does provide you a little bit of clarity, or I don't know if clarity is the right word, but it does provide you heartburn. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And we're going to close up on this question because we're 52 minutes in. And I think I know, right? Conversation just
Yeah.
flows at the well. Make sure you tap in, like and follow. Make sure you're liking and following the well. And let us know what topics you want to hear from couples. What do you want to talk about? We have lots of topics that we're going to dive into. So I'm going to end this on this note. What's your message for other people that are married, together, whatever, with a sneakerhead? What advice would you give from someone on the other side of it?
Oh, is that a question for me? I thought you were asking
No,
a
dear,
question to
that's
people.
just that's a question to you. We'll start with you, and then we can open it up to the audience, which we don't
Okay.
have right now, but I'm happy to open it up to the audience.
Okay, so what would be my advice to couples? I think that it's really important to support each other's dreams and interests and try to keep things more positive than negative. I mean, in all honesty, do certain things annoy me about the sneakers? Yeah, but there are more positives than negatives. So I would say, like, be patient, and try to have a good sense of humor. But I think too, you have to know when to draw the line at things, and when certain things are okay, we're getting a little out of control, or, but mostly like I'm trying to balance my seriousness with the humor.
Just let it flow. Just come out raw. Let it out raw. Pause. Like just throw it out there.
Yeah. I have so much fun, like with the sneakers and like creating fits and taking photos and doing the content. And when it's not fun anymore, that's when you know you need to stop. So it's like that with anything. You know, I'm an artist. When it's not fun doing art or being creative, you know, you need to stop, take a little break. But it's fun being able to do things together. So, you know, if you're a couple and you can find those things and do those things together, I think it's awesome.
Well, this was great. I enjoyed
It
this.
was. Yeah, it was fun.
I can't wait to see how this clips up and where we go from here. I'm excited to embark on this journey with you and really bringing light to kind of the message we want to put out into the world. And this was just our kind of fun way to introduce ourselves. We're not just sneaker people. We go deep, pause, in the well. So tune in. Stay tuned. Let us know what you think. Subscribe, follow, like, all the buttons, whatever you need to do. And we're looking for engagement. So if anybody wants to pop on, be a guest, have a topic they want to discuss, pull up, and let's do it. You want to say anything in closing, Kat?
No, actually, I think you covered it. I don't want it to be just us talking all the time. We'd love to have people on, talk about some real topics, everyday things. Make it fun.
Everyday things, and everyday things that not only we go through, but we go through as couples. So I
Yeah.
think bringing to light how we manage complex environments through our partnership, our love, and our care is always an interesting experience. So I think I'm excited for where this goes.
I am
Thank
too.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you. And thanks everyone for listening. Hopefully you made it through. And wait for episode 2. All right. You're listening to the first episode of The Well. So make sure you're tuning in so you can refill the spirit all the time. Corny. All right. Ending.